This is the Coin It podcast, sponsored by CoinCosmo.com. Have fun like a collector. Think like an investor. Whether you're just a hobbyist or looking for an alternative investment with rare coins, paper money, NFTs, or art, your host, Charles Jonath, is covering it all. Now your host, Charles Jonath.
I can hear you, baby. Let's go.
Perfect, bro. All right. No, it's good to finally get you on the line. We got the famous Maroon Mondalek now. Owner of Carat Coin. Up and coming guy in the business, man. You're killing it in Cleveland.
Yeah, we're in the coin belt out here. And I don't know, man. This is the job I wanted to have since I was a kid. You know, this is I remember going to coin shops and just being like, you get to do this for a living? Like, can I pick through those wheat cents or what? You know?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's what I wanted to ask you about. Well, first of all, I got so much to ask you, but I know like a bit of background from knowing you from the shows and everything, and like the experiences going to dinner and having fun together and stuff. Yeah. But I know you and your father originally, that's what got you started in coins, right? You were guys were like vest pocket guys, like going to shows and trying to look at coins.
Yeah, my old man, he had I don't think he was too into the numismatics as he was into like getting giant bars of silver. And like he had like nearly a full 5-gallon bucket of 90% that he dumped into like the Hunt Brothers stuff. And then we went from like a little house to a bigger house. And, we kind of vest pocketed a little bit. He wasn't, he told me not to come. He would give me $10 at these shows, and he would buy like Morgan silver dollars and stuff. And he had a pretty nice collection, but he would always just tell me, don't buy anything copper, nickel, or paper, kid. It's just like he didn't.
Smart.
That
man.
left me with silver.
No, yeah, because like, look, when you're young like that and you make mistakes, like if you're buying with a base metal value, it bails you out, right?
That's what it was. He wanted me to like, so I was picking through, I was looking for that 42/1 Merc dime. Right. Okay. If the old timers would let me go through their bucket,
Yeah. 55 double dies.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Never found one. Still looking.
Yeah. Or the 1916D, that was huge. Like I looked for that for a period.
Oh, no doubt. Looking for that. Is that a mint mark? Is that a fake mint mark?
Yeah. Well, that's
or
usually
like
what happens.
Down S.
It's on those worn down ones where like you could barely, the dealers just don't care. They're just buying a bunch of 90. They're like, oh yeah, pick what you want, kid.
Exactly. No doubt about it, man. No doubt about it.
Yeah, for sure. So like from doing all that and then getting into you didn't start off your career in coins, right? No,
I was a recruiter. I got a finance degree at Ohio State, and I wanted to go to New York City and be a big shot, but I graduated a couple months before 9/11 hit, and that made a finance degree from Ohio State a less valuable item.
Right.
So I went to work with my dad, and he was a recruiter, and he taught me how to be a recruiter, and he passed away about 10 years ago, maybe 11 now. And then I started another agency, basically in the mess that was left behind him. And I've had my own agency since about 2010. And then, 2018, 19, I loved recruiting. It was very rewarding. But man, who wants to talk to out of work people every Monday morning? It is a pain. It's like you're a paid social worker. You're like a commissioned social worker, and it's rewarding, and you can make good money. But man, it is, around 2007, 6 is when I started doing appraisals, coin appraisals and jewelry appraisals throughout Northeast Ohio. I was like, I got to find something that's mine, and I started kind of getting my foot into it. I did it just so I could put the bottom dollar on these large collections and get and buy well, and also see some good stuff and make contacts. And a couple years ago, and I'm a silver hoarder, I like stacking, stacker. Yeah, you caught me. But yeah. But like every other Friday, I would go see my guy down the street here at his coin shop. 2 years ago, they were like, he's like, Bubba, if you ever wanted a coin shop, there is a loose tooth in North Olmsted. You got to go look at it. I literally drove straight there, and 2 months later, I bought the shop, and now we're playing coin shop guy every day.
Right.
Having the time of my life.
That's an interesting thing, because I asked that, having undertaken that process before, with my stepdad, we opened up the store, when was it? It was like in 2016, I think we opened like the new store. Cause we were in San Francisco for many years.
Sure.
And then we moved to Marin County, like in Northern California, just outside of California. So, and it was a big process, getting a new building and everything, and then retrofitting. We had to go through construction, all that stuff.
Oh.
And you go to these shows, and most of these guys a lot of guys are vest pocket guys. They don't even have a physical location. They don't have a brick and mortar store.
Right.
So it's like, what made you really want to have a brick and mortar as opposed to just being like a vest pocket guy and going to shows and buying collection direct?
Oh man, it was, the opportunity was that, the store Carat Coin, it's in North Olmsted here, right outside of Cleveland, Ohio. It's been here since about 1980. And the previous owners, they were known for their integrity. And that's a big deal, because, half the shops that exist are chop shops. You bring $1,000 worth of coins, they write you a check for $400 and giggle.
Yeah,
and that's not the way. I know, you can only skin a sheep once, man, but you can get the wool every year if you treat it like gold,
right.
And
yeah, you could shear it many times, right?
Yeah,
but that's business though. Year. That's right.
100%. But when I got to Cleveland in 2001, I started kind of picking coins back up, and I realized that the guys that I like the most and the people that I give my business to are the super honest ones that cut you a break and tell you the inside scoop, you don't want that coin's clean, you might not even notice. You're like, oh crap, I didn't even see those, fair, and that's why they're successful. The people that pop up, rip people's eyeballs out, they're gone in 2 years,
right?
And this place has been an institution. And I got a 10-year lease. I got more institutionalizing to do. It's exciting, man. I'm having so much fun.
I agree, man. I really love being at the store and having a physical brick and mortar store, and then you could really service a community. There's a lot of merit to that. I always used to tell people, you can deal with some random person online, but there's accountability with a brick and mortar, because you're in that community.
You're looking them in the eye.
Yeah. I would see my customers at the grocery store.
100%. 100. I see my customers all over,
right.
And that's another reason why you have to treat people well, because you're going to see these people, and it feels good to know you're doing people good turns, like one of my employees, when I first hired him, he worked at a coin shop for 5 years in Florida. And when I first hired him, I was about 4 months into the business, and I just had a pile of stuff that I had bought at pretty good prices because I knew what I wanted to do. And, he told me he was awesome at eBay. He was also really good with numismatics and coins. And I was like, you're friggin' hired, dude. And,
You're lucky to find a guy like that.
Oh, dude, I love this kid. This kid's he's solid gold. About 3 or 4 weeks into him working the floor with me and buying things off people, he just looked at me. He's like, boss, how are we going to make money paying people like this? And I was like, dude, just give it time. They're all going to come to us.
Right.
this isn't, it's like, I'm paying you. Don't worry about it. You're going to get paid no matter what. I got money.
It's a
But
marathon, not a race,
it's,
right?
yeah, and it's hard to look past that quick buck. You know what I mean? You just think, oh, I'll just get them here. Like, nah, 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 nah. It's what's your reputation is your wealth,
Right.
and you have to remind yourself, because you can get lazy, you can cut corners, you can be like, I don't worry about that, and you have to remind yourself that this is all about reputation, and if you want,
100%.
to be this guy, you have to do it right, you know.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, and it's all about having a store's patience, like you have to be there all the time. You have to, that's the hard work about it though, too. You have to be at that store because you never know, like something amazing could come in and boom, it makes your year and it makes someone, whoever walks in that door, it makes them a very happy person.
No doubt about it, and
I mean,
you do have to be here, but
have
man,
you
I've
seen
got,
anything cool like that? Like what's coming in over the counter these days?
well, oh crap, I could get a bag and I could start dealing with just today's stuff. Um, about 2 hours ago, I bought 17 million Iraqi dinars.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I
I used to get calls all the time about that Iraqi dinar. We never dealt in it because I didn't really know the market.
no, no, no,
I'm not
no,
as smart as you. I'm
it's
like,
a hot market. It's a hot market. It's about a million dinars gets you about $1,000 on eBay.
really?
And yeah, so there's like 17, it's like 15, $16,000. I mean, if you go in larger groups, it kind of squeezes down. And the odd thing is, a million dinars is only worth $680 on the exchange to the dollar, which makes no friggin' sense, because on eBay it's averaging like a million is getting about 1,100 or 900 ish.
That's
And I
crazy.
don't, I was
Just
telling
as like a collectible?
yeah, and all the stuff we got is like untouched, uncirculated. But I think that I don't know why they're doing it. I don't know if it's like some weird money laundering. I don't know if it's people needed to go into Iraq. There's like a weird transfer of their money when they go in, or they get their eyeballs ripped out when they try to present American dollars, or I don't know. But there is a repeatable, I mean, there's probably 1,500 sales of Iraqi dinars on
Shut
eBay
up. Really?
in the last like 2 or 3 months. It's just
And
bip, 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 bip.
that's a liquid market, Maroon?
It's the most liquid thing I've ever seen.
You're
Like, I mean,
kidding.
if it was thin, oh, well, one sold 3 months ago for
Right,
this.
right, right.
I mean, but it was here, I'll get a pile.
Wow.
Hang up.
All right. Yeah, I want to see what it look. You know what? I forgot what it even looks like, that stuff. I haven't seen it in years.
Oh, I'm a multi-millionaire as of today.
People were buying it up thinking that was going to be the biggest thing because it had Saddam Hussein on it,
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was something like
After
that.
the
It was
war, they're like, oh,
some kind of weird. Everybody thought this was going to be like the hot ticket,
right.
and these are uncirculated Iraqi dinar $25,000 notes.
Wow.
You're
You're an Iraqi millionaire over there.
Oh, certainly. Listen, dude, I spent 12 G's on Iraqi dinars. Okay, I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
You guys will have to start buying Venezuelan Boulevardes next.
Check out eBay. eBay will tell you the truth. There's no lies there. Okay,
well, I
there's
do know you're killing it on eBay though. That's for sure. Like,
oh, dude,
you guys are
eBay,
doing a lot of that.
I buy the stock. They make more money off me than anybody. Buy the guy. You guys want a hot tip? Buy eBay stock. How could they go wrong? Right. I mean, like,
it's a lot of work though, right? Like you got the guys on it full time, and
it's
like a full-time job, right?
I have 2 full-time workers on eBay.
Wow.
Like, and it's pain in the ass too. But it's another outlet.
We were on them early, like when they first started in the late 90s.
Oh, yeah.
You used to be able to call the support and it was like the actual team.
It was like the wild, wild west in like eBay 90s, man.
That was the late 90s, early 2000s. Like it was crazy.
Yeah.
But something happened. I can't remember. We lost our account or something. We got, I don't know what it was. I can't remember exactly, but we stopped doing eBay years ago. It didn't make sense for us anymore in the store. And
dude, you realize that, if you turn 100,000, eBay gets 14, 13, 12, you know what I mean? And then shipping and then your life,
right.
Well,
it serves its purpose, for the random stuff. A lot of like who would find that, like Iraqi dinar market, you know what I mean? Like
brisk.
That's probably where it's happening on eBay.
Undeniably.
Yo, so tell us the story about the 1865, the 3 gold.
Yeah.
Piece. How'd that all come about and what happened with that? And I want to hear your experience about CAC too and all that.
Yeah, 100%. Last November, a woman came into my shop. She had $500 worth of state quarters, uncirculated, premium stuff. And she had 3 gold coins and some silver dollars. And she was like, what do we do with these quarters? And I'm like, you probably take them to the bank. No. And then we started looking at her coins, and she'd some pedestrian, like a couple of Indians. And then she had this little 1865 $2.50 gold piece. And I wasn't even on it. I was at this table dealing with one guy, and Josh was over there looking at this coin. And I looked at Josh's face, and he's just going, and I'm over here doing a deal. And I'm like, Josh, how much is that going to cost me? And he's like, you got to get over here, boss. You got to get over here. And we took a look at this thing. And I'm looking in the book. I mean, I don't know the $2.50 gold market by heart. I don't spend a whole lot of time in there when I'm digging through Mercury dimes. But lo and behold, this thing looks like an 1865p, which there's, I mean, the mintage is like, I think 1200, but there's only like 30 or 40 known.
Right.
And it's raw. And the woman knew it was a decent coin. Her dad said it was a better coin, and I probably could have bought it right then and there for like $4 or $5 grand. She said she probably would have sold it for like $4 or $5 grand. And, but I bought her state quarters for a little bit better than face. And I bought some of her other stuff. And I was like, hon, we have to talk about this, because this is a real, if this is real, this is a real deal coin. And she's like, okay. My father has a giant collection. I need you to come after Christmas to my house. So me and Josh are in February. We go out there, we talk to her. We would put it together. We tell her what we think the coin is, and what it could be worth. I was like, if this thing says it's, comes back AU, it could be worth 20, 30,000. But we have to get this thing graded. And then she was scared to ship it. And I was like, I'll fly to Las Vegas this weekend for the PCGS show and get it graded. She's like, if you'll do that, you get to buy all my coins. And I was like, we'll become partners. I'll align my interest with you on this coin. I get 30%, you get 70%, and I'll pay for all my expenses, getting it graded, getting it in top quality. And she was like, that sounds super fair. And so I think I met you on that trip.
Right, you did.
I met you going to Las Vegas. It was lockdown Vegas. I'm alone in lockdown town.
I know.
Literally, the only people pandemic, I even got to talk
crazy.
to was your old man and you. And that coin came back AU58, and which meant it was like the 3rd finest known, which meant it was a $50,000 coin instead of a 20 or 30.
She was ecstatic, I can imagine.
She could, yeah. It was a best case scenario, because I thought it was AU55, but
I love to hear stories like that.
And she couldn't even believe it. And then, when we were talking, I was like, can I try to get this thing CAC too? And you're like, hell yeah.
Yeah, no,
And
definitely.
you're like, I'm a CAC dealer. You're like,
Yeah.
you were telling me. I was like, good, because I'm not yet. Um, and then I asked the ladies like a month later, we sent it to CAC. John Albanese and his crew put the little bean on it.
And that was it.
Now the thing's worth 60 some. And and my client couldn't be more delighted. And then, we got a couple of book offers for it, but I think we were both having fun marketing it. And I think she started enjoying being like a rare coin owner. I think she
She
wants
got
to
into
play
it,
the
right?
game. Yeah, no, she got into it. Like, it started small and I was like, maybe it's a 20, now it's 40, now it's 60. And then
Yeah. It's almost like
know,
gambling a bit. People get into it.
yeah, a little bit,
Yeah.
except, this was a piece of her father,
Right.
too, on top of it. And,
Sure.
this last week, I called you. I said, hey, we got to get this thing NFT'd. I want to market this thing with the NFT next to it.
Right.
And the day I call you to say, let's do that, I get a call from a guy who's, one of the highest registry sets. And he's like, what's it going to take to get this coin, Maroon? And I was like, Bubba, I think I can talk her into it for 70 G's.
Right.
And I called her and I said, this would be the most anybody ever paid for this coin in history.
Oh yeah. That's
you gotta take it. And she's
a
like,
stellar price for that coin.
yeah, no.
So you sold a private sale.
It's a private. Well, I don't know. It's not private. No, it's a private sale. Yeah.
Private sale.
This probably won't blow up and be public knowledge. I don't care. It's America. But yeah, it's she got a really, really, really good price. And she's gonna get more money than I think anyone ever got for that coin in that grade after my cut.
Wow.
But
that's a really cool story, man. And not only for you, but then for her. And just think of the luck of it. She walked into the right place, right, with a real honest dealer, and it makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah, it was. And we were excited to do it. You know what I mean? Like, it was, and I can't wait for it's going to happen again. It's going to, I mean, the more honesty and integrity you put out there, the more it's all going to come to you. I mean, I know, it's a matter of time before deals like that happen over and over again.
Right. For sure.
Maybe.
They happen. You'll be surprised. I mean, it just takes being there, over time, stuff comes in and I'm
an Iraqi
deal can make your whole year,
as of 2 hours ago. Okay. No, it's
you guys do a lot of bullion though too, right?
Yeah, we buy a lot of 90%. And the state of Ohio just took sales tax off of gold and silver.
Oh,
and
wow.
October 1st,
So like they're Indiana, same, right?
Yeah, I don't think Indiana does it either. And that was the thing. Everybody who bought bullion in Northeast Ohio would travel to Erie or travel to Detroit, because if you're buying 5 ounces of gold, it's $800 worth of sales tax. You could stay at the MGM at the penthouse.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It was nuts. And
in California, though, like the way it works is if it's over 1,500, you don't have to charge sales tax on it.
That's reasonable. You know what I mean? Like, that's a very reasonable rule that we should have at least had that. I bet you if we had that rule, there would still be sales tax on gold and silver under 1,500. Instead, they just took it all off. But
that's great, though. That's even better.
Open the floodgates. It's insanity. It's, the
whole bullion market now, right? I mean, since COVID, it's crazy. It's weird.
Dude, I'm selling a lot of silver and a lot of gold and
high premiums, right? Too.
That's another thing. This is the wild, wild west again. Like, everybody you only get one shot at creating a lifelong customer. So I'm keeping my premiums lower than anybody anywhere.
Yeah, but even Maroon, like even from wholesalers and stuff like that. So like, remember when the pandemic first hit, the silver market was like, it crashed basically. And you would not believe, like, it was like a telethon. Like the calls that were coming in, it was insane. We sold out of silver, and we couldn't buy more basically. We were calling wholesalers and they would just hang up the phone on us.
Yeah, no, there was the price got down to 1250 at the depths of the coronavirus March death.
Yeah, but no one was
And
able to get it.
but you couldn't buy it for less than 21,
Right.
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 And it was yeah, that was a very weird, that happened in 2008 too. Um, that was when I was kind of starting back into it. I was a couple of years back into it. Silver crashed to like $9 an ounce when the market crashed, but you couldn't buy physical for less than 14, 15.
Right.
So like there's a physical floor on top of that New York City price,
Exactly.
or that mercantile exchange price, because
Right.
12 and a half, go fuck yourself. Nobody's selling their silver in a pandemic at 12 and a half an ounce. Yeah, I've been waiting my whole life for something weird to happen. Now I'm going to give you my silver for pennies. Okay, cool.
It's crazy, right? Like,
Well,
what drives
next time
the open market price and what drives the actual price of physical, and
right.
the disparity of how out of whack those spreads could get is just insane. People don't realize.
But you can strip the spread, because what I did was I just threw a bunch of money at SLV when it was low, because SLV's got to track that regular price.
Right.
And the equilibrium has to get back, because the mercantile exchange will lose their ability to price bullion if it just stays out of whack and forever is out of whack. Well, then the miners will just skip the middleman and go to market. Even, I mean, First Majestic's already doing it.
So that's the thing though. Like, I don't think the market it still hasn't caught up with like the premiums of physical.
No, you're right. No, the premium has been thick since.
Yeah.
For sure. The premium has been, but the price, it was 12 and a half on March 30th, 2020. But by July 15th, it was 28. Like it caught right up.
It's crazy.
I mean, it was 12, 13, 14, 14, 17, 18, 27.
What do you think going in the future? I mean, are we seeing prices going upward now with the inflation coming in, or no? I mean, with the 6%, like even the Fed admitting that it's 6% inflation, and now they're saying, well, I think it's about time. Like we can't keep saying that the inflation is transitory anymore, and still to see gold and silver prices where they're at. I mean, it's crazy to me. I'm surprised it's not higher than where it is.
I tell people, I deal with people that ask that question all day, and I tell them this is a gift. Just buy more. I just
so,
just get more big bars. Just get the big ones now.
I mean, you know what it is, Maroon? I think there's a lot of competition now. Like crypto stealing a lot of Bullion's thunder.
Undeniably, but and
that's,
I believe.
That's highly speculative.
I believe in crypto, but there is, crypto certainly draws a lot of money away from, because that's like the alternative. I mean, gold and silver has been historically the alternative asset, to the equities, to the bonds, to the financial system paper.
Right.
And, there wasn't really, what else are you going to buy? Right. You're going to buy, Gillette Mach 3 razors and put them in your garage?
No, yeah. You're right. Whenever there's a flight to quality, it's you're going to bond. Historically, you were going to bonds or gold and silver.
Right.
But now, since bonds pay like nothing, basically
negative return and negative real
negative.
returns.
I mean, it's so weird. The market is so weird now. It's almost like blue chip stocks. I feel like are the new bonds because their dividends, their yields are below inflation.
Yeah. No, I know. I mean, even like the big ones like Verizon throwing 5% at you, still below inflation.
Oh, but here's the thing. You're taking equity risk
to get negative real interest rate return.
Right. Dude, it's insanity.
Well, where's
it's crazy.
And this is it's the $1 million question, $1 billion question. Everybody's asking it. Every regular human with a couple bucks in their pocket wants to know where they can hide, and like, I mean, I don't think Shiba Inu's the answer, I just like,
that's for sure.
I mean,
I agree.
I do think, I think that this NFT idea, and that's a decent place to hide, dude. Um, the
Well,
digi-
it serves its purpose, right? As the way I see it is just the next evolution of collecting in general, like whether it's art or what we're trying to do with CoinCosmo and rare coins and then bringing them to the blockchain. I mean, it's just the next step, and it's another arm of collecting. So it's very straightforward, you know. I think people are overthinking about it. It's a new way to collect. That's all.
yeah, but it's, you know, the digital manifestation of physical, like, rarity, you
Right.
know. And that's there's absolutely some, you know, you know, you're younger than me, you know, but you know, these kids who are, you know, these kids who are 15 years old, man, they're, you know, I see them beg their parents who are my friends, you know, for 20 bucks so they can buy a headband in Call of Duty. You know what I mean? They're paying real money to for digital swag.
Right.
And you know, and with the pandemic has only accelerated
Yeah, exactly.
this, like, let's get a screen in front of us and life, you know. And there is absolutely going to be a digital world, you know, that we're looking at here. And collectibles within that world could be as strong an investment as anything out there. You know, it's early. B, this, what I think what some of these NFT people don't understand is the scarcity. You know what I mean? Like, you can, okay, I made a JPEG of a rock. Cool, cool, cool. But that
Right.
doesn't represent the one of one scarcity of something in reality that
Right.
what CoinCosmo is doing. Um, you know, I mean, these are truly rare coins. The one NFT that it can only be of, you
Right.
know, and
Made
that's
made by the owner of the coin. So that's the thing. Like
right, right. And
you
you know,
have
and
you have an authenticator and a generator of the NFT based on the actual coin, the physical coin.
right, you know, and that is I think that could be a real special place in that future that is, I mean, it's hard to see, but it's not difficult to guess at. You
Right.
know, it's like, you know, I think it was Gary V. What he said, he's like, if you have $1 million watch or something, it's hard to even conspicuously show it off. You know, I mean, it's like, because it's so very valuable. But if you have $1 million one of one collectible in the NFT world, you can put it on the front of your Minecraft house. You know what I mean? You
Right.
can show the Mona Lisa off. It cannot be stolen, you know,
Right.
because that's not its physical location. It's just its representation.
Right.
And that's super interesting to me, dude. I think that you know, you told me about this
Yeah, me
idea.
too, obviously. Well, you're positioned for it too, man. So how does it feel? You're the first owner of an actual rare coin, certified rare coin NFT.
Yeah, the first owner of a certified rare coin NFT. You
Dude,
know,
that's crazy. To
it's
me,
super crazy.
as silly as it sounds, it's actually historic.
I mean, if I ever do get a Wikipedia, it'll be one line on it. You know, like
Yeah.
you know, it's you know, you told me this idea, you know, you had been working on it a long time, but like, you know, when you told me, man, I swear to God, we were just talking about crypto and coins, and we're looking at those super rare $500,000 coins, and you said, I got something to tell you, and I was like, what? And I got goosebumps going, dude, that is as brilliant an idea because it makes sense and it fits within the collectible. It fits within the collecting, and it's what's coming. You
Yeah,
know, it's you
exactly.
know, you know, we're gonna get old, and you know, we're gonna get old and gray, and these kids are gonna come up 25, 30 years from now, and that's gonna be their life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's gonna be a large part of, you know, where they like to hang out. I mean, you know, people that play video games all day long
Right.
in their spare time. You know, I
The crazy
can't.
thing is, I think it's still early, you know, because Ethereum's got a
Oh,
long way to go.
it's so early. It's so early. And I mean, it's early in the NFT games, and we don't even. I mean, I
It
think
seems like
Ethereum.
it's not because they've been around for a while, and there's been the first generation NFTs have since gone, been on the market, and there's proof there in the value already. So there is proof of concept in it, but I think it's still early in the sense of how Ethereum is going to grow. Like still right now, it's a little bit complicated. It's costly, but
Yeah,
that's all going to change. I
the
mean,
gas is a problem. The
yeah,
gas is a problem.
right.
You know,
Exactly.
and I don't know how to rectify that. I don't know if Vitaly and the boys know how to rectify that.
Well, I think it's just going to take time to keep the network building out. I mean, I've been hearing some rumblings of some good things of, a lot of, I recently found out about a big set of computers that are coming over, and they're going to they're looking to build actual whole towns with mining facilities specifically for Ethereum.
Well, I thought Ethereum, I mined Ethereum in early 2017. Me and two friends had two 6 GPU rigs. I was early on Bitcoin. I bought it in 2014. I tried to buy it in 13. I was too friggin' stupid to figure out how. And then I just went back to drinking beers and being me.
Right.
And then in 2014, when Coinbase came on the iOS, I was like, oh, I gotta get in on this. I just, I was reading about it in 2010 on these gold and silver forums that was like, what is Bitcoin? And it was one of the first discussions was on a gold and silver forum. And, the thing about Ethereum is the promise has always been that that we were going to be able to execute contracts without a middleman. And I'm still waiting for that. We still haven't, that may not be the direction Ethereum goes. Ethereum may, it's this tokenization and this NFT might end up being the killer application for that particular crypto, But I tell you what, if I ever see a cryptocurrency, like let's just say someone makes NFL coin and you can set your line for the Browns Raiders game this Sunday and put, 10 NFL coins on -7 Browns, and someone over in the other side of the universe links up, and then the contract clears on Tuesday automatically, that will change the world.
Yeah, complex transactions. I mean, all these things are utility. I mean, these things will work themselves out. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of, I think, solving the scalability issues and then developing out the network better so they could push down the gas price. I mean, that's what people are waiting for, I think.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, I've read about, somebody said Solana is trying to do, it's all about the bottleneck, and like Bitcoin's got the bottleneck,
And they all have their issues with that.
Yeah, like I've had some sweaty palm moments moving big numbers in Bitcoin, going, oh shit, this thing is in between my pants and his pants, and if this just disappears, I just lost a lot of money, and and then it clears. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, totally. No, that's the thing. Wallet issues. I mean, people were confused. Like the guy that bought the second coin, he was confused as to because there's Coinbase, your Coinbase account, the exchange app. Sure. And then there's also the wallet, but they're two different things.
They're separate. Right. 100% separate.
But the confusing part is that when you go into your Coinbase app, you can go to your Ethereum quote unquote wallet.
Yeah.
And then get an address. But if you send it to that address, bro, you're screwed. That's it.
You're in deep shit. That ain't the place to send it. No, I know, dude. And and these are growing pains, man. And they're gonna, I think that the fact that you can, have the NFT in the wallet, off the grid, that's interesting, man. And that is I don't know enough. I know enough to be dangerous in a conversation. I know I can't even, if this computer, the volume goes out where this podcast is over. Okay. Like I'm just going to go, hello,
right.
But the Ethereum, and it's interesting. I should have bought more. I should have kept mining it.
We all have those stories, man. Yeah,
we gave
especially
up.
in the crypto world. I told you mine, right? About the guy that came in with that had the first exchange.
Oh yeah, you were saying something about what happened there.
Yeah. So we had the store, the coin shop, and we were in the Mission District. So it's like
Sure.
it kind of became like this sort of hipstery area, and there was a lot of tech people coming in.
Yeah.
So one day, this guy walks in, to buy gold. We're sitting there, we're talking about gold and everything. He's like, listen, you got to get this thing. It's called Bitcoin. I'm like, okay, well, what's this? Bitcoin. I'm there. He's showing me like all about it. He's like, no, listen, I own the first exchange. I'm like, what? I didn't, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm trying to see, like, I'm not really even taking him seriously, to be honest.
Yeah, right. Like, okay, crazy man, whatever.
He's like, no, listen, you can't trust the exchanges. You have to get this little digital wallet. You're going to buy this Bitcoin. You're going to put it on the digital wallet. And after he left, I looked him up, and it was legit the guy.
Was it the Mount Gox guy?
No, this is before Mount Gox, Cherry Hill or something. Something Hill. I can't remember exactly. I don't even remember the guy's name, but
he's in Puerto Rico now, dodging capital gains taxes.
Well, no,
you know what? Two brunettes on each arm.
They shut him down. They shut that exchange down, and I don't know what he was in the Mission. He had some other business where he was like subleasing out like office spaces for tech people or whatever. But
okay.
I don't know what. I haven't seen him after that day, literally. But
unbelievable.
I thought about it. I was like, oh, maybe I should buy this Bitcoin thing, And I asked I had some money at the time. I was like, oh, if I'll put a couple $1,000s or whatever, I'll buy this Bitcoin stuff. And I asked my stepdad about it. He's like, oh, don't buy that crap. Buy gold. It's better. I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Dude,
Maroon, I kid you not. I think I went back and did the calculation. It probably, if I had bought it at that time, it was around like 2010 or maybe 2011. If I had bought it at that time, it'd be worth over $100 million.
My buddy, close friend of mine, smart guy. He like ran his computer lab at like this little liberal arts college, and turned the entire computer lab into a Bitcoin mining facility at night. And we figured out the math at the peak in 17 or 18, early 18, that he had 60 million in crypto when he was selling it. He started selling it at 8. And by the time he got down, I think he had like something like 4,000 of them. And by the time he got done selling them, he had driven the market down to like 550. Like his 4,000 Bitcoins halved Bitcoin, the liquidity of the market. And it was crazy. Something we figured out, like, and now think of that, it was 17,000 when we were doing the back of the napkin math. Don't worry, he's doing fine. But
yeah, I can imagine. He had to sell some of them higher, right?
Yeah,
he got off at least 2,000 at higher prices.
No, he said he was a kid. He's like, dude, I was 21 years old. I had $9,000 in digital bits that I had ripped off. That I used my college computers to get. He's like, no, I was dumping them.
No, smart. I mean, I'm sure he did really well anyway.
Nah, he's smart people end up doing good things.
Right.
Maybe they don't get $200 million worth of Bitcoin, but
he's at least up there. He's $1 million plus, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. So what do we call? What do you call on this podcast?
You know what? I don't know. Well, actually, no. It's going to be called Coining. Yeah, Coin It. So I'm talking. There's so many people I want to talk to, like you, especially for just buying the first ever rare coin NFT, and knowing you like I know you. I mean, like, it's just, there's a lot to talk about because you have a store. You've been through the gamut of the business. I mean,
listen, I can't wait to do that. I can't wait to be me. Okay, like I can't wait for tomorrow. Okay, it's it's 9:30 in Cleveland or whatever it is, and I'm still here. And when this thing goes down, I might just go count my money like Scrooge McDuck. Okay.
That's awesome. That it's great when you love what you do. You want to be at work all the time, right?
Oh, dude,
You hate the weekends.
I've never loved anything more than I've loved this. This is I feel so blessed to have found it, and then had, and have the resources to be able to like, and it was dicey, not dicey, but like, you got to have a lot of liquid money to open up a coin shop and say, I'll buy everything. You know what I mean? Like,
no, it's capital intensive business.
It is. You got to have money, honey. Okay. Right. And, I sold them Bitcoins a little early, and but no, things are moving in the right direction. I'm excited. I'm excited for the future. Great, I'm excited to see the stuff that I get to see, and coins are awesome, man. Coins, gold, collectibles, just, the rarity, the interesting, the historical stuff, man. Like that gets my juices going, like finding tokens, and it's fire. It's fire.
You're one of us.
I know
it is what it is, right? You just got that collector mindset. It's
oh, dude,
it's an interesting brain to have. Let's put it that
way. I can skin out a game. Like, I got a story. Like the premium on 90% was 90% junk silver. It got up to like $5.30 over spot. And this isn't even $9.99. And that's crazy high. Like historically, I've never seen
insane.
It's insanity because it's not $9.99. Like if silver goes crazy, there's so little refining capacity in this country. If silver goes to $100 an ounce, well, that 90% is going to be at the end of the line, and you'll have to buy it at a mad discount because it'll be 12 weeks before you can even turn it into $9.99.
Yeah, no, definitely.
It doesn't make any sense that
no public facility is going to do it either because it's legal tender too. I think that's why it stays in 90%.
No, you're legally allowed to destroy it and melt it and whatever.
Really?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know because it didn't used to be that way from before. If it was legal tender, you weren't allowed to melt it down.
Really?
Yeah, without government approval.
Huh.
I don't know if that's changed or not, but that's the way it used to be, at least.
I just remember, I like hearing stories of old, dealers talking about that run in the 80s, because I like listening to old timers talk about the good times. And
they were probably melting it down illegally.
Yeah, okay, maybe they were.
I just melted.
But like, or like even sterling or whatever, like it's an inferior product, especially when you need to deliver COMEX deliverable bars to the end of this thing, so that they can satisfy their industrial people or whatever.
Yeah.
And
well, it's easier to stack, right, than a bag of 90 too.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But I traded about 1,700 ounces of 90 for 2,000 ounce COMEX deliverable bars because of the spread. You know what I mean? Like silver was at 23.
Dude, that's a smart swap.
30.
Smart swap right there.
Just like, boom, let's lock this right in. Let's get 300 extra ounces for the house. Okay. And if anybody comes in and wants to buy 1,000 ounce bar, I got two. Okay.
That's it. Yeah. Dude, these days that gives you a huge advantage because no one's got anything.
Oh man, when in this February, when silver, remember the silver kind of took off. Like everybody, the GameStop kids, the millennials kind of descended upon the physical silver market and thought they could take it over. I was the only one in Northeast Ohio with silver left because I had 6, 7, 8,000 of my personal ounces like in this shop, and people were paying. Silver was at $27, $28 an ounce, and the premium was $34, $35. Wow. And 90% was below spot. So I
That's
was
insane.
buying 90 at 23, 24 and selling 999 at 34, 35. And I would buy 90 over the counter and then I'd sell 999 the other way. And then it flip-flopped. Now 90 that I had a Bunakuza amount of went, and then the 999, the mines have capitulated. Now they're selling it into the market.
That's even crazy. I mean, it almost makes no sense, but
The word on the street, the reason why 90% junk silver went high, somebody said, like, I read it somewhere on the internet. They said it's a canary in the coal mine because it's really nobody's selling right now over the counter. Very few, like estates, people dying, people coming into it, but not people that have been holding it, selling it. Nobody's selling it.
right.
Everybody wants to buy. And like, not junk silver is like, that's like what you throw in the cabinet with your AR-15.
Right,
You know
right.
what I mean? It's like apocalypse money. It's like,
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. Like, there's people, because it's broken down into different denominations. So I've had customers that actually believe that we're going to be spending that.
I have customers every
Not in
day.
my opinion, by the way, but I'm just saying,
Yeah,
there are those hardcore 90% people that,
Yeah.
regardless, like that's all they buy.
That's all they buy. No, and they like it for its divisibility, but I just know that if there's ever a giant spike in the price of silver, it'll probably be an industrial demand, and 90% will be at a discount, like it was in 2011 when it spiked to 50, like it was in 1980 when it spiked to 51. Like, I just know that won't be the product you should have in your hands if you're looking to take advantage of a move.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
I mean, I like 90. I think 90 is cool because it's silver, but it ain't
I always
999.
recommended the rounds, right?
Yeah, the rounds are
It's
smooth.
the best bang for your buck.
Yeah, you get the divisibility in case it's zombie land and you're trying to buy a loaf of bread or whatever you're doing, from who would ever sell you any food if they were hungry. But you get the divisibility and you get the 999-ness. Yeah, the rounds are the move, but you can't. The premium on rounds right now is $3 over.
Wow.
Like, from the wholesale.
Well, it's not bad compared to where it was, like,
No, I know.
pandemic.
No, it's and even in all February, it was 4 and 5 over, from February to June. It was 4 and 5 over. I have since
rounds, bro.
These kilo bars that nobody likes, these 32.15s, the premium's $1.35 on these girls.
Oh, nice.
That's
the way to go. $1.35
heart
all day.
It's close to bone, close to my heart.
All day, all day. Yeah, if you're a buyer of silver, that's what you want to pay, right? $1.35. I think that's worth it.
Yeah, no
Even
doubt.
$1.50 over, it's worth it.
Yeah, it's
reasonable.
It's reasonable. It's a 10%. You got to wait for an 8-9% move to get back to zero.
$5 over, forget it.
Oh, dude, in February, when that silver surge happened, or the silver short or whatever, I was selling rolls of Eagles for $850 and begging people not to buy them. Like, just don't do it. They're like, let me tell you, I found out real quick that telling people not to buy something is the greatest sales technique in human history. Okay.
It's great. You're like, look, at these premiums, I don't recommend it. Early on, I was telling people the same thing, but that's what they wanted. I mean, there were, I advised my clients to get into rare coins, and then some of them listened, and the ones that did, they made out very well.
Yeah, no doubt.
Compared to the bullion guys, right?
Oh no, the bullion guys, the rare stuff is, there's only two angles I like on the entire industry. Pure weight and then ridiculous rarity. Hedge fund guy rarity. Right. Those are the only two things that I understand, because I just,
the safe play, right?
It's, I've seen the middle class. I live in Cleveland, Ohio. I've been watching factories close down for 20 years. Every factory takes out 50 middle class jobs. You know what I mean? And, two guys in the Hamptons high five and they make widgets in Thailand. And there's a city in Cleveland that's got 50 less guys who can pay for a new lawnmower, or buy a Morgan Silver dollar, like that middle ground, the 500, 700, that $200 coins scares me, man.
Yeah.
It scares me that in that market, I dump it as fast as I can get it. Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it doesn't, but it just, there's a lot of it.
It's
And
just
I
not
don't,
there. Yeah.
yeah, well, it's the middle. I mean, there's not a thriving middle class that are looking to collect. You know what I mean? It's like everything's on the crazy high end or just the wholesale nothing end.
Right.
And like that thriving middle ground is I think going to be could be a dead man's land.
It's scary, but it is what it is. I mean, it's not the same anymore. Like in my grandfather's day, at the shop, they had a real retail business in smaller price points.
Oh yeah. And people came in fighting for stuff. You know what I mean? Like you go to these coin shows now and all the young people are bullion heads. You know what I mean? Like they're
stackers.
They're stackers.
It's a huge thing too. It's big on Instagram too, stacking. And look at Tommy. He's a really nice guy too, by the way.
Who's Tommy?
He's the stacking NYC guy.
Oh yeah. I think
he comes to the shows. He's a really nice guy.
Yeah. It's well, it makes a lot of sense because it's mathematical.
Shout out to Tommy.
Yeah. What's up, Tom? It's a mathematical thing, man. You know what you're getting. You know that they can't. I mean, they can't make more. I mean, they can mine more of it, but if one in 100 people have an idea about buying bullion, I would say that's amazing. But I think it's probably 1 in 500 give a half a shit. Right. You know what I mean? Like on the street. And if that bumps up ever to 1 in 50, we're going to have astronomical prices for this stuff. And historically during inflationary times, collectibles of all measure go up. In the 70s it did, in the 20s it did.
Definitely. That's the whole thing. It keeps pace with inflation.
Yeah, it keeps pace with inflation, and it does better.
Think about it. 2 silver quarters, 90%. You could still get a gallon of gas.
Oh, in California, Cleveland, you get 4.
Yeah, well, over here it's a little bit more expensive.
Yeah, we get everything's a little lower price point here in the old the land. Okay,
exactly. But look, even in California, for 50 cents, you could still get a gallon of gas.
Does it cost?
Just think, that's what they did to our money.
Does it cost $10 for a gallon of gas in Cali? $5?
Yeah, it's a little over 5. Yeah,
it's $5 for a gallon of gas in California.
Yeah.
Oh,
crazy, man. Inflation.
Why don't you move to Nashville?
My grocery bill's doubled. Yeah.
No, we see it in the grocery store, man. We see it for sure in the grocery store. It's weird. Some places like Whole Foods and the higher end stores, they're just raising prices right along. But I go to the Aldi's and the Trader Joe's, and those Germans somehow have fought the inflation. They're probably so they're so good.
Trader Joe, right?
They've got so much.
I don't know how they do it, man.
I don't know.
That's the only place where I walk out, I'm like, wow,
that's the same price it was 2 years ago. How are they even doing this?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know, but I respect it. If I could
Magic. Me too.
Every time I walk out of Aldi's, I think to myself, if I could buy this company, I would put it in my Roth IRA tomorrow. They won't let you. They won't let you. Okay.
I know. Yeah, they're private, I think, right?
Yeah, they don't want nobody and nothing. Don't worry about it. Just keep buying. Okay.
Well, Maroon, man, it was great talking to you as always. It was a pleasure. Thank you
Absolute
for
pleasure.
coming on. I wanted to sit down and have this conversation with you, and I think a lot of people will be interesting to hear what you have to say. And I just
For sure.
appreciate it, man. And you're
Can I throw
killing
out a
it, man.
couple
You're
of
an up and
plugs?
coming guy.
I throw out a couple of plugs for the shop.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Maroon Mondalek, Carat Coin, Cleveland, Ohio. Well, you're in
Yeah.
it's Olmsted, right?
North Olmsted, Ohio.
North Olmsted.
30131 Lorraine Road. Best prices on gold and silver. Give me a call. I'll pick up the phone myself and talk to you. I'm on TikTok, dropping fire. I am on Instagram, dropping fire. Okay.
There I know
Carat
for
Coin,
sure.
CARATCOIN. Check that shit out.
All right, Maroon, man. You're the man. And coin dealer extraordinaire, Maroon Mondalek, Carat Coin. It was a pleasure, man. Nice talking to you.
It's awesome. Awesome as always, Charles. Take care,
Take
brother.
it easy. Later.
We done?
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, I think we killed it, Bob.